I'm making this video specifically for my daughter-in-law because we're both modifying our machines, and I thought I'd go ahead and make this public in case somebody else wants to modify theirs. But I'm totally redoing the yarn carrier on the machine and replacing it with a coil, a little pigtail coil that the yarn can be unwound and taken off without cutting the yarn. If you don't have a slotted yarn carrier, you can't take your yarn off. So that's my whole reason for changing it. It wasn't because the original machine wasn't working correctly, it's just because I wanted to be able to take my yarn out. Okay, I had originally told you to put a toothpick in there, or that I used a toothpick, but mine broke off inside, so I ended up hammering a little nail in there, and that's, you know, what's going to make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put this on the machine. Alright, when you first cut off your yarn carrier, you'll see all this honeycomb infill in here. It's not a solid interior. I printed these on medium resolution, so I don't remember what percentage infill we have, but that's pretty fragile on the inside, and you can see my toothpick is still stuck in there, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. So if you find that this is not tight enough inside of here, you can just cut a piece of what is that, non-skid shelf liner, and I may or may not use it, I don't know, because if I may end up gluing mine in. So all you do is that nail is just going to stick in one of those little honeycomb holes down there. Let me take, that's too tight, so let me take that out. And it just slips right on. Now if it wiggles too much, you may either want to glue or tighten it up inside of there. And the way that you adjust your needles, and I'm hoping I have the right angle. I'm hoping to get a good picture of how close I have the needles, but I'm having to knit around the camera so that you can see it. And ideally, I'm thinking that I do need to glue this in so that once I get this adjusted, it'll be the distance I need it. Probably a little more than a credit card thickness away, maybe about 1 millimeter. A distance from the needles. You don't want them too close because you don't want the latches getting caught. And I want to show you about where the yarn needs to land. So let me get this wound into my coil. You can take your hook and just pull this through, or you can just wind it on. Mine is clockwise, but I think yours is opposite from mine. So when I did yours, I wound it in a different direction, so yours will be backwards. Well, one of ours is backwards. So I go to the last coil. That's when you're putting it on. If you're taking it off, it's just the opposite. So, and then I just kind of make sure it doesn't grab onto those needles, and I wind it all the way through, and then make sure this yarn is above the latches. And what I'm looking for, as the tallest needle reaches its highest position and just starts to go down, like this one right here, I want that yarn to land right where the hinge of that latch is. And I've found that to be what works for me. But with this copper, it's easy to shape it the way you want it. It's still very firm, but you can make little adjustments that go a long way. So as I start knitting, again, I'm trying to work around the camera, they seem to be landing in the perfect place. So if some of your needles are missing the yarn, then you can just adjust that. And the way I do it, if this whole assembly is not close enough to the needles, I will take my screwdriver in there and just kind of separate those coils. And then you do just the opposite. If they're too close, you can take some pliers and slightly squeeze the coils together. I mean, it just, like I said, a very slight adjustment is all you need. And also, you kind of want where the yarn, especially if you're going to be knitting forward and backward for doing socks, you want where the yarn hits on this side and where it hits on the other side back. I can't simulate it without knitting backwards or forwards. When you knit in one direction, the yarn will be here. You knit in the other direction, the yarn will be there. So you'll want each one of these edges to be pretty close to the same distance from the needles. So you may have to slightly turn the whole thing just slightly to try to make it level. And you can also push this down or up or whatever. And I usually use a pencil or something like that to kind of help me adjust it. I've got this one adjusted the way I want it, but once you get yours on your machine, you'll be able to make some changes. So that's really all there is to it, but when you do a test run of your placement, you're going to need to go ahead and cast on with some yarn, because the needles won't behave over here if you don't have yarn weighting them down. They are going to just drop down as they come around to the yarn carrier, and you won't be able to adjust them. And that's the same thing that happens when you're casting on. You cast on with every other needle, so the empty needles sometimes will drop down before they grab yarn, but that's not a big deal. You just hang the loop on there, and that usually is at the cast on. That even happens on my Erlbacher, so it's not anything defective with the machine. It's just that they need a pull down to keep the needles in an upright position. Now, if I decided I wanted to go in reverse at this point, I'm going to have to put some needles in hold. You can't see what I'm doing because the camera's too close, but over here on this side, the needles that are fixing to come forward to knit, I just put a whole bunch of them in hold. Same as if you're going to be doing some short rows. Because again, you don't want to say you're finished adjusting until you've adjusted in both directions. So now I can reverse. I'm going to go ahead and lift that needle. And now I can reverse and test the way the needles knit on the way back. So that's the only way you can reverse, is if you put some needles in hold. And it looks like it's missing right there, so I'm going to shove my carrier a little bit that way. And then test it one more time in the other direction since I'd made that adjustment. Now that seems perfect. So you can see it's really easy to adjust, and all it takes is just minute movements to get it the way you want it. So I hope this helps.